welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Relationship Tuesday, and we're here to open your mind. In a different land. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. We had a brand new beginning last week, so I'm so excited, just can't get out of my mouth. So let me tell you about our brand new titles for our shows. We have Motivation Monday. We have Relationship Tuesday. Of course, that wasn't going to go away. We have so many people who love it. We have Wellness Wednesday, Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we have Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday is a little bit different than our Fridays had been in the past. Freedom Friday is about dropping your bags and walking into your freedom, living authentic lives, living transparent lives, because I'm telling you, I can only tell you because I've done it. And when you do it, I can't explain I'm going to kill you messing up my video right there, but it's all right.
Am I? Oh, my bad.
It's all right. It's all right. You know, I might try to get you over here with me. We just have to share this mic so I can get you in the picture too. Yeah. Come on, Henry. Come over here. We're getting Henry in the picture. We're getting everybody on the picture. So make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. That is at TGL Radio Show, at TGL Radio Show, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are live right now on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to see what goes on live in studio, go right now. Well, those of you who are watching me can already see me, but go right now and see what goes on in studio. Let me introduce my two co-hosts today. I'm really excited. We have Henry Jolly, our relationship therapist, our resident relationship therapist. You know how I like to call you that.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
I do. And these two have gotten so popular. It can't swing. Lee, he can't swing because they're going to mess up my video. So he's going to sit here with me. We're going to work it out. We work it out. I'm sorry. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it for break because Lee discernment. Sometimes you just have to know when to do and when to not. And this is one of those. You just gonna have to wait till break. So these two have gotten so popular with their responses and their connection with the community and our listeners that we want to make sure that we give your information out at the beginning and regular throughout the show. So Henry, can you give people your information so they can contact you if they want to?
Yes, ma'am. My phone number is 504-259-8671. Once again, that's 504-259-8671. If anybody needs counseling for any reason, I'm just multifaceted, okay? I could do everything.
He's real.
Yeah.
And guys, he likes to give his analogies in sports and cars. So it works pretty well for the guys. And then we have Dr. Tammy Wilborn. She is, I don't like to say brand new anymore because you've been with us a couple weeks. So, she is newer than Henry. So I'm excited that she's here. Dr. Wilborn, can you give us a little bit about your background and how they can contact you?
Yes, so Wilborn Clinical Services. You can reach me at info@wilbornclinicalservices.com, or you can call 504-509-3995. Eileen's messing up my technology.
I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm not going to touch it.
And then the website is wilbornclinicalservices.com.
Well, I am so excited to have them here, and I am so excited to kind of have this show, I guess. I don't know if excited is necessarily word. There's a little bit of well, not really, because there's a piece that has come over me recently, and so this show was very necessary. It was very vital. This week has been about discernment. Last week was about new beginnings, and discernment is the ability to judge well. Perception in the absence of judgment with a view of obtaining spiritual direction and understanding. And so I've had to lean on that a lot recently. For those of you who follow me on social media, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty. I'm going to get into the purpose of it. I wrote a post due to a level of sisterhood, and I'm going to say brotherhood as well. I can't speak to the brotherhood, so Henry, you're here to do that. Right. But I can. I do have questions for the brotherhood. So I want you to answer that, and you can, relay your own version and walk with a brotherhood. But the level of sisterhood, when we're in relationships and when we're dating and when we are trying to, find that person or find that love or, walk through those processes, when we're learning, as we talk about, it's a 50-50 chance.
Yes.
Hi, Dr. Wilborn.
Yes,
it's either, it's a lesson or a love, like you're going to figure it out. And so when you're going through those and you don't know necessarily what it is, and you may meet a woman, or you may meet, someone that comes on your path and gives you information about that person, or, you get that call, and we were talking about this last Tuesday. So this is kind of an extension of that conversation where you get that call and you already know what it is. Mm-hmm. What do you do when you have that call? And I've spoken to a lot of women recently, but I spoke to a friend who was like, girl, I would not talk to anyone. Like I couldn't do that. And everybody is at a different path. And so if that's not where you are, it's okay. But the sisterhood that we need to have is a conversation that we have got to start having, because people are in relationships or not in relationships or dating and don't have the understanding and aren't living their authentic selves, aren't being transparent, and without that it is causing more hurt people to hurt people. Mm-hmm. And so at what point are we going to walk in our discernment, start creating the ability to judge well so that we can make different decisions? And when you do get that phone call, don't act crazy. I remember when I was young, to be perfectly honest, I got one of those phone calls and my first response was, why are you calling me? You should be calling him. Like, I don't understand why you're calling me. I'm clear now and I'm good, but you don't need to be calling me. You need to be calling him. But you know what? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And it depends on the situation. It really does. So I don't want to say that anymore. And I'm being transparent that I have done that in the past. And I probably wish I would have sat on the phone and listened to her, even if it's to listen to her, because you want to be listened to. And being in that position now, if you want to have a grown woman conversation, I'm ready to have a grown woman conversation. I'm not about the nonsense. I'll have a grown woman conversation with you, but I'm not about the nonsense. And I think if you have the ability, we should be doing more of that. But Dr. Wilborn, what is your 2 cents? And if you disagree with me, Eileen, you're wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
No, I agree with you. I think as women, we definitely need to stand together and have those conversations. I'm actually curious to hear, what are some of the conversations you've had? I mean, I want to know,
Lord,
like,
what are the
women, what are the sisters saying?
Oh, Lord. Okay, what are the sisters saying?
Yeah, what are the sisters saying?
Which one? True story. Mm-hmm. It was being able to fill in gaps where there was confusion, or, you thought you were crazy, or, they were out of town, or, why was there a lull at that point in your relationship? Why did they pull away? Why did they have this, Henry, I'm knocking on you, this miraculous argument, and then all of a sudden they're gone for 2 days? You're laughing because, Henry, like, you laughing, huh?
Yeah, that's how it goes a lot of times.
Right. You have that miraculous argument. And it's being able to plug in time periods and plug in situations in life as to, maybe they popped up on him and you're wondering why he started acting crazy that week. Oh, well, he was acting crazy because he had a pop-up and didn't know how to handle it, and that's why he was acting this way with you. Or, he had to go visit somebody in ABC state, and that's why, this happened, or this business needed to be taken care of, or, he's trying to cover this so you don't know, which is why this happened. And it was putting together the full story, because we never knew who that person, in my mind, they were my best friend, but they weren't, because I didn't really know them. So having that sisterhood, it was a level of peace. It was a level of peace for me and them, because the first conversation is the one, that's like the first time, and you're really trying to put it together. But then, the second ones, or third, fourth, those, real talk, those conversations, they were for me, but they weren't for me. Those conversations were for them. They were for them. I mean, and because I was able to get a certain level of healing out of my conversation, I felt that it's only a sisterhood for me to do the same, even if they just want me to hear them in that moment. There's nothing worse, and, I don't know, men are, y'all deal with stuff differently, but you want to be heard. You want to be heard, and you want to know that you're not crazy, because you're like, they just make me feel like I'm crazy with all this. Like, no, you're not crazy. The intuition that you're feeling, that sick feeling, that girl, will make you laugh. Guy got me up at 4:00 one morning. It was like, go see him. I was like, I'm not the run behind type. I'm not the pop. Like, I don't really do that. It sat on my heart. I was up from till 4 till 6. I got to, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go at 6. because, reasonable time. So, at least for us, we jog or whatever.
So
So
it would seem least crazy.
Right. And I was like, but we know our spiritual level. So it wouldn't have been crazy for me to be like, God told me to check on you. I really thought something was wrong with him, but I was like, he's asleep or whatever. Yeah, so I thought. So I got there at 6. He was getting out of his car, having made a run from i.e. McDonald's to, he had McDonald's in his hand. So I don't think anything of it, right? But when I had the conversation, I realized that is not even what it was. And y'all can all imagine what it was, but that wasn't what it was. Mm. And so, I'm thinking something's wrong because it's put on my heart, like, check on him. But it wasn't that type of check. Mm-hmm. It was check on him for yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so we get these tugs, we get these types of information, but what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? And that was part of the conversation with so many of the women. They were like, you know what? I knew. But if you know, what are you doing with that information? We deserve so much better. At some point in our lives, we decided, or it was told to us that we weren't good enough, or we didn't, we decided that we didn't deserve honesty. We didn't deserve trust. We didn't deserve love. We weren't enough. Our insecurity levels are going up and down, or whatever it is. And so we accept these things, and it starts to, start layering on top of each other. So you start accepting all of these other things. But I'm like, when are we going to, and I'm speaking for myself as well, listen to our gut, listen to those, listen to that intuition, and also create a sisterhood. Because Henry, you've said this on the show, and so I'm going to bring it up so you can say it again, because it wasn't just you, it's been more than one gentleman on the show that has said this. If we as women come together and start expecting a higher level of everything, what is going to be the response of a man?
Well, of course, that would change a whole lot. You can only do what a person allows you to do. But what I wanted to get into as well is, sorry, this camera is.
Well, come over here. That's why I wanted you to come over here.
My main thing is why are people so quick to trust others, like, so easily?
Ooh, Henry.
I've always felt like people in general are, you're born into sin, all right? So I feel like people are guilty until proven innocent. I don't feel the other way around. Like, would you meet a stranger on the streets, and if they say, hey, look, give me a certain amount of money, you're just going to give it to them and trust that they're going to give it back to you? Like, why is everybody so willing to just trust people that quickly? Like, make people earn your trust. I don't feel like you should get into relationships and, just because he's my boyfriend or girlfriend, I'm going to just trust him. No. Let's learn each other, and figure out if you're worthy of, or if you even trustworthy at all. I mean, with all of those women dealing with, a guy who's being unfaithful, honest or whatever, why trust him in the first place that quick? I mean, I don't know how quick these relationships started with each one of these women, but especially when it comes down to sex, I mean, a lot of diseases out there. So, I mean, it should be a lot going into starting a relationship other than I like him, he likes me. Let's just be together now. We like each other. That ain't enough. I mean, I feel like
discernment, the ability to judge well.
Yeah, you gotta really put in the time to get to know somebody. Are they trustworthy? You could be with somebody 10, 20 years, and you gotta know. You ought to be able to know. I could trust them with some things, but I can't trust them with everything. That don't mean don't be together, but certain things you just can't trust everybody with. So, people are just shady. I mean, usually people are shady. I look at, most people as shady until they prove me otherwise, prove otherwise. So that's how I live my life. I can't tell anybody how to live their life, but I feel like if people have their guard up, initially more often, I feel like it's going to be hard to break the guard. I mean, they gotta prove to you that they're trustworthy. Prove to you can come in my circle, come in my world. 'Cause otherwise, it's going to be like a revolving door. You just trusting all these people, especially when you got kids, you know what I mean? You're going to let all these people in your world, all these kids going to be confused running around. I mean, come on, man, let's tighten up just overall as people, men, women, everybody need to tighten up. You shouldn't just trust people out the gate. Let them earn your trust.
I'm going to let Dr.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Bloop. I'm gonna let Dr. Wilborn. I want her to have a quick response, and then we're gonna go to break, and we will continue this conversation. Y'all, we're talking about discernment. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about sisterhood and brotherhood. Dr. Wilborn.
Well, I'm gonna tie together what both of you said. I think oftentimes when people have low self-perception or low self-esteem, their ability to trust is often warped, and so when it comes down to setting those boundaries that you ordinarily might set, like Henry was talking about, not being so willing to trust, usually they're not able to do that. So if you have low self-esteem, or you're not feeling like you're worthy or worth, whatever it is that you feel like you're worth or not worth, trust, that trust meter is low.
Is low.
Insofar as setting boundaries. So going back to what you said, you have to have enough discernment to know, to first of all trust you and trust that you are good enough and trust that you are worthy.
Wow.
And when you come into a relationship with that, then you're able to set more boundaries and be more perceptive in seeing what you need to see and disregarding the other stuff.
Wow. Ooh, y'all, it is Relationship Tuesday. I'm really excited. It is a Good Life radio show. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. This conversation is going to go in so many directions. It may not necessarily be the direction that you think. The Lord has put some stuff on my heart, and you got to stay tuned. It is what it is. Open your mind. Stay tuned. It's a Good Life radio show. I am here with Henry Jolly and Dr. Tammy Wilborn. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tammy Lewis Wilborn, owner and Chief Clinical Officer of Wilborn Clinical Services and founder and producer of the annual Black Women's Wellness Conference. Wilborn Clinical Services provides professional and culturally responsive clinical services to meet the needs of a diverse community. Located in the historic Broadmoor community, we are minutes away from downtown New Orleans. If you're an individual, couple, or family looking for counseling in a warm, non-judgmental environment, call 504-509-3995. Are you a pre-licensed counselor looking for clinical supervision, interested in professional and personal development opportunities, or need an experienced consultant? Call Wilborn Clinical Services at 504-509-3995. Find us on the web at www.wilbornclinicalservices.com. Follow us on Facebook at Wilborn Clinical Services. Do it today, because at Wilborn Clinical Services, we build healthy community, one client at a time.
Do you need to sell your home fast? You should call NOLA Homes Project and join the hundreds of motivated sellers that receive big paychecks for their homes. We're part of a large group of experienced real estate developers who are currently looking for homes in your area. It doesn't matter the reason: inheriting unwanted property, facing foreclosure, problem tenants. We can make a fair offer on your home within 24 hours, close very quickly, and we buy in its as-is condition. Also, if you ever thought about making money flipping homes right here in the local area, then you should call NOLA Homes Project and join the area's #1 real estate mentoring program. Earn while you learn our system on how to find properties to flip, how to evaluate deals quickly, and how to use other people's money to fund your real estate deals. In fact, if the property looks good for a rehab, we'll put up 100% of the money for your deals. Call NOLA Homes Project today at 504-322-1536, 322-1536, or go to NOLAHomesProject.com.
Small businesses play an important role in society, and L&R Security is no different. L&R Security delivers safety and comfort to our neighborhoods, events, apartment communities, conventions, work sites, festivals, and your business. L&R Security can be reached at 504-943-3191 to ensure the safety of your employees, customers, family, friends, and you. L&R Security has made its mark in the security arena for over 37 years and will faithfully continue that tradition. Call today for your personalized consultation to ensure your security needs are met. L&R Security differentiates itself by creating partnerships with our clients and guards. We are now hiring armed and unarmed guard professionals, retired military, sheriffs, and PD to grow with us and impact our community. Be a part of the change with L&R Security. Call us now at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191.
Attention Orleans property owners. You have until August 15th to visit your assessor about the value of your property. Visit the location nearest your home or file a formal appeal online at www.nolaassessor.com. Please bring documentation such as a recent appraisal, a builder's contract, photos, or insurance coverage of your property to review your assessment. This is a message from Assessor Errol G. Wilkins.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
And welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Relationship Tuesday, and we're here to open your mind. In a different lane. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. You never have to miss a show with Motivation Monday, Relationship Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Gumbo Talk Thursday, and Freedom Friday. Y'all, you don't know what that name means to me, but Freedom Friday. We do it right here on WBOK. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. That is at TGL Radio Show, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are live right now. You want to see what I'm wearing? You want to see what we do right here in the studio? You want to see what Dr. Tammy Wilborn looks like? Tune in at TGL Radio Show, Facebook, or Instagram. We're live right now. Henry just stepped out, but he'll be back in a second. Dr. Wilborn brought it up, y'all, during the break. She asked me, how has my week been? I said, good Lord, it's been a roller coaster. It has been up and down. I have been through, actually what's funny is I've had a certain level of peace, which is kind of weird. Actually, it's not weird. I have the peace of Jesus. That's what it is. Because this is a calling. I'm clear on that because it's y'all. So anyway, with that being said, I wrote this. The short version for y'all who don't know, you'd have to just follow me on social media to know the full concept. The young lady put a post up about him, and so I then shared it. So with the amount of people that we both knew, it started to matriculate and stuff. And so she asked me on Saturday, she said, she had gotten phone calls and she just didn't want to talk to anybody. She's like, I can't do this. She's like, can you take my post down? I was like, I don't have an issue. It wasn't my post, okay. And I sat there, and I'm going to be honest, God spoke to me. And I was like, he was like, tell your truth. It's not about her. He's like, tell your truth. And so I literally just typed it and I hit it, and that was it. Like, it wasn't like a thought process, because he was like, tell your truth. And I can't ask other people to tell their truth if I don't tell mine. And I have been doing that on this show, especially for these past couple of weeks. Y'all like, she's telling all her business. It's not really about telling my business. And I don't really care what other people say. They're like, because it's about me releasing it. And Dr. Wilborn brought this up. She's like, when you can release your shame, I can walk in my freedom. You can't shame me about anything. And that was the first words I put in my post. I said, I will never apologize for loving a liar, nor will I apologize for speaking my truth. I'm not going to apologize. I loved him. Still love him today. Your love doesn't just stop in 1 second. So it just kind of, but I don't have that shame because, it was 3 years. Like, you don't just, you can't say, 3 years, and then, they just don't exist anymore. People, make those little memes on social media, like, y'all were with somebody, and then it just dropped off. But I was never the person who posted my business on Facebook because, kind of public. So I had never posted pictures. But, but I had to release the shame. It was. Because, how many women have been cheated on, or men have been cheated on, either way. This is not gender specific. How many people have been cheated on, but you feel like you are the one walking around with the shame? You are the one that is walking around, ducking your head or not going out anymore or not doing stuff because you're wearing this scarlet letter of he cheated on me, she cheated on me, she played me. That's how they do. Oh, she played me. Oh, he got whipped or she got. Why should that be shameful? We throw that out as shame. You love somebody, and I love somebody. I was open enough in a level in my life to love somebody. I was open enough to be vulnerable. I was open enough to be transparent. Why should I be shamed? Dr. Wilborn. It's rampant because I think if y'all go under the post and really listen, there were so many women who started talking about, being cheated on, or even men. I was loving that the men were coming and like stepping up, like, we should be taking care of our sisters, and and I'm just like, yes. And if this just brings about that conversation and heals one person, I already know it did because they've reached out. I'm like, I've done my job. And if each one of us were able to be transparent and authentic in our lives with whatever our burdens are, think about how we could help heal each other. And that's what it's all about. A sisterhood, brotherhood, come together. And if we can start healing our families, that's where everything starts. That's where our communities start. If we can start healing our families, we can heal the world. But we have to heal ourselves first. I say it every day. Love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. You got to do it for yourself first. Because generally people find themselves in those situations, those cheating situations, because they don't love themselves. Because they aren't walking in their authenticity. They aren't being transparent. Open your mind.
Yes,
Dr. Wilborn.
Well, I mean, I think it kind of goes back to what we were saying before the break, is that a lot of times, vulnerable people who don't love themselves, who don't see themselves as worthy, often carry a lot of shame. And so, one of the things that we need to understand is, first of all, what is shame? What is shame? Shame is this idea of thinking that you are bad. I'm a bad person, right? And so when a breakup happens, a lot of times people aren't able to really free themselves with the breakup because it adds to that void that's already present. Where you're thinking, okay, I'm not good enough, so this breakup was about me, or I wasn't good enough. I didn't sleep with him enough.
So that's discernment as well.
That's exactly. It goes all the way back to what it is that we're talking about today, the ability to have self-discernment, recognizing your role in the relationship, whether it's you're coming in, with baggage, or coming in not feeling good enough about yourself, but also recognizing what is your responsibility and what is not your responsibility.
Hello.
In the breakup.
Right.
And so a lot of times we carry responsibility when we really should just be carrying the regret. You might have, there's a difference between regret and responsibility. Regret is, I regret that this happened, which is different than I am responsible for that, for this happening. And it's often misplaced.
That was so profound.
Yeah.
That was so profound.
It's true.
Because we walk around with I'm responsible for this happening. What did I do wrong?
Exactly. Rather than saying, I regret that this happened, the healthy response is, that is the healthy response, is regret versus I am responsible for this. Now, I will say that in any relationship, we all have some level of responsibility in what happens. And I think going back to this whole idea of discernment is, how you release yourself from the shame. And part is recognizing what did I contribute to this? So if this person came in the door with flags and I ignored them, right? Because we'll see red flags, but we go.
Yeah.
Red flags don't mean go. Red flags mean stop, but we'll proceed with caution.
Right. I'm just going to proceed with caution.
I'm just going to keep, or we go full steam ahead without recognizing that if you see a red flag, it means stop, pay attention.
Halt.
Yes. And sometimes it means run.
Run. Like the movie Get Out.
Yeah. Fast. Go.
Get out.
Quick.
Henry, thoughts on Cynthia? You popped back in here, or you want to scoot in? You want to scoot with me?
Yeah.
There you go.
Like I'm about to sing a song.
Three
or something.
Musketeers.
The Three Musketeers. Yes, we are.
Yeah. Usually when I hear about this, is like when I personally know people that's going through things with infidelity. I swear, a lot of times I'm not surprised. I be looking on the outside and I'm like, I mean, I picked up on some of these things.
Why don't you see anything? Brotherhood, sisterhood.
I usually do.
We trying to work on this.
I usually do, but a lot of people are in denial about their situation, or they get mad with you. Man, I had a homeboy before where like his girl was like so flirty, and I wanted to tell him so bad, and she flirted with another guy, and they told him about it, and he got mad with the dude. I'm like, see, I'm glad I ain't tell him, because he not the type of person that can handle that. If you're gonna be in a relationship and somebody gonna come to you about your partner, that don't mean automatically believe them, but at least assess the situation. At least look into it a little bit. You might have to confront them, but open your eyes a little bit more. Just pay attention to what somebody's saying.
Right.
So, but when you just in denial, I mean, you really screwing yourself because you stopping people from helping you when you already cutting them off and you already saying
blocking your blessings.
Yes, I mean straight up. So I mean, if it's brought to you, at least check it out. That's all I can say about that. I mean, you know, I have said things, and I do recommend that people make their loved ones aware when they see something ain't right about somebody. Tell them. I mean, it don't hurt to tell them one time. Now maybe tell them once, and okay, I tried. That's it. At least I did my due diligence. I gave it a shot. But I feel like a lot of times when girls get with dudes, you know if you got a player. You know if your dude flirting. You know if he like to talk to chicks. You know that. And for the dudes, you know if you got a thought. You know if your girl is on Instagram all the time, taking selfies, and she could be fully clothed. But I always feel like if a chick is in the mirror, like taking pictures of herself every single day with her new outfit, what's she selling, clothes? I mean, what is she doing this for? I mean, what attention are you looking for when you're in a relationship? I mean, if you're not selling something, I ain't saying that, but
you're like,
you're not selling.
You're not on the radio, right?
Yeah, or you're not doing some type of promotion. I mean, why are you always about you? What are you selling with yourself? I mean,
right. If it's not associated with your business or something like that.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't even be on social media at all if I wasn't in the business of selling something to somebody. I don't see everybody different. I mean, it's cool to stay in touch with some people, but I got phone numbers of people I care about. I don't need to go on Instagram to dig and see what's going on in their life. If you want to know what's going on with me and we know each other, man, you got my phone number. You don't have to go on Instagram to see what's going on because a lot of that stuff be fake anyway. So y'all saw the Bow Wow challenge. You know, you got people putting up material things that's fake. They in relationships that's fake. You know, and everybody trying to keep up with the Joneses and keep tabs on each other with that. I know I'm getting on a tangent, but social media the devil.
That's when the information comes out, when you start just, going in. Yeah. Dr. Wilborn? We gave you a lot to chew on, didn't we? Yes. This morning.
I think that point is valid in terms of really just having discernment about what did you see in the beginning. Rarely, or what did you see? I mean, discernment is about what insights, what feeling did you get, what thoughts did you have, what did you experience that gives you some information. When I think of discernment, I think of what is your evidence. What is your evidence for what it is that you're thinking, feeling, and doing, right? So, kind of going back to Henry's point, if you suddenly find yourself in a relationship with someone who turns out to be dishonest and, a player, all this other stuff, the first thing I want to know is what was your evidence before that? What did you see before that all of a sudden now you're like, oh, I didn't see it. No, you saw it, but you chose not to see it for whatever reason. And to me, I'm always curious about what is the reason that kept you from acknowledging the evidence that you saw. What were you getting out of what purpose did it serve you to ignore the evidence? And again, we've talked about this a couple of weeks. For some people, it's, they don't want to be alone or whatever the reason is. But you have to decide, does the cost, does the pain of staying where you are, is the pain of staying where you are greater than the fear of the change itself?
Wow. I'm uncertain on the other side. What are you talking about? That's it's uncertain. I'm comfortable in this pain. I understand, I'm the Wednesday girl. What you talking about? Like, I only see this, that, the other, or I'm the weekend girl, or I'm the morning, I'm the evening, whatever it is, or whatever situation that you're in, but I'm comfortable here. I'm getting this done. He get my nail, whatever it is. I don't even know, he pays my car note, whatever it is, or, she's taking care of my children. She cooks for me. I come home and there's this and that and the other, or she takes care of the finances, so what if I get rid of her? I'm going, whatever it is, but you're wrapped up in that pain, you're wrapped up and you're comfortable there, but the freedom is on the other side, I promise you. And if they are for you and supposed to be with you, Lord have mercy, I had this conversation this morning, you can't run away from somebody if they're supposed to be for you, because it's not chosen by you, it is chosen by God. Y'all play around if you want to. Sometimes we're supposed to be in people's lives for a reason, a season, a lifetime. And sometimes it's a reason, and sometimes it's not necessarily a reason for you. Sometimes it's a breakthrough for them.
Mm-hmm. But you just said something that was important. I was thinking of.
Can you hold that till the break?
Sure can.
Y'all gotta wait for a break. Look, Lee was like, he said, hold it. So we are going to take a very quick break. We have Henry Jolly, our resident relationship therapist in here. We have Dr. Tammy Wilborn. I am so excited to have these two with me. They are just so gifted in their talents of counseling, and I'm just really blessed to have them right here on Relationship Tuesday. We will be right back. Do not move. Do not go anywhere. Trust me. You don't want to miss it. Isagenix is one of the fastest growing companies in the world because their products work. Their solutions and culture has redefined the health and wellness industry. Science backs their products and statistics back their success. But it's the people who make them successful. And I, Eileen Carter, have joined the Isagenix revolution. I've used the products and followed their system, and I'd swear by them. I'm on my journey of transformation and invite you to join me and try Isagenix today. Challenge yourself and change your life. Find information and testimonials at thegoodliferadioshow.isagenix.com. 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 Order yours today.
Hi, I'm Henry Jolly, your relationship expert and nationally certified counselor. Everyone at some point in their life goes through struggles. I am a firm believer that people have the ability to will themselves into good situations, but sometimes they may need some assistance. Being a loving husband, father, and successful businessman while having a passion for the counseling profession has allowed me to gain experience with a variety of these struggles. Let's work together to achieve your individual, family, or marital potential. Come and see me at the New Orleans Growth Center, located at 3712 MacArthur Boulevard on the West Bank in Suite 209. You can reach me at 504-259-8671 or by email, which is henry.jolly@yahoo.com. Thanks for your time, and I'm looking forward to working with you soon.
Hi, this is Bishop Henry Bolden. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to personally extend to you, your family, and your friends this invitation to join me for worship. That's right. Come experience God on a whole new level. Join me at Perfecting Life Church this week. Make weekend plans right now. Join me for our Tuesday night life service each and every Tuesday night at 6:45 p.m. Only 45 minutes. Come as you are, dressed comfortably. Bring your family and friends with you. Also, don't forget our electrifying Sunday morning worship experience at 9:45. That's right. Come as you are and watch God do something incredible for you. Join me, Perfecting Life Church, 2025 Whitney Avenue, in the beautiful city of Gretna, Louisiana. Again, that's 2025 Whitney Avenue in Gretna, Louisiana. Listen, Perfecting Life Church is a place you can call home. Bring your faith, your friends, and your family. God bless you.
Metropolitan Human Services District, in partnership with St. Bernard Parish, invites you and your family to Family Day in the Park on Saturday, August 12th at 11 a.m. The free outdoor event will take place at the Aycock Bourne located at 409 Street in Araby. The community event will introduce MHSD services to the families of the St. Bernard Parish. Come out to Family Day and be entertained by renowned violinist Michael Ward, local artists, and many more. The event will feature food from local vendors and plenty of family fun activities like rock climbing and face painting. Join MHSD and St. Bernard Parish on Saturday, August 12th, 11 a.m. at Aycock Bourne in Araby. Hope to see you there.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Relationship Tuesday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. You never have to miss a show because you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube as well. YouTube is a little slow now. Y'all, it takes forever for it to upload. But nonetheless, Facebook and Instagram are a lot faster. You can always see the shows. You can share. It is the most underutilized button in the world. Let us know, that you like us, or don't like us. Text your messages underneath. Send us, I like to hear both sides. You don't have to agree with me. It's all good because guess what? I'm walking in my transparency. I'm walking in my authenticity, and I can take it. It don't bother me. There's nothing you can shame me about. Literally nothing. Trust me, nothing. And there is a level of freedom to that. And so before the break, Dr. Wilborn had a point she wanted to make, and Lee made her stop and hold it for 5 minutes. So we want to hear it right now. Dr. Wilborn.
So I think you mentioned this idea of people coming into your lives for a reason or a season or eternity. And I've actually heard it said that way, and I've heard it said another way, event, era, and eternity. And I think when you have discernment, you recognize who is meant to be in your life in those different ways. And so a lot of times we place event people in the eternity category, and then they were never meant to be there. They were never meant to be there, and we get hurt, and we get shamed, and we have guilt, and we have all of these negative feelings because we are misplacing people in the wrong place because we don't have the discernment to know what category they fit in.
Which category is which?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is this person an event person? Is this an era person? And an era is, event is easier to make sense of because it just show up as an event. But an era might be an extended period of time. So it might be several years that this person is meant to be in your life.
Wow.
But that is their position.
Mm-hmm.
The era person is not meant to be an eternity person.
Mm-hmm.
That person is meant to be an era person. So I think you need to have discernment to know the difference.
How do you do that?
Well,
because I think it's probably hardest when it's an era person.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's right smack in.
An era could be a minute.
Because an era could be a minute. An era could be 1 year. It could be because an event is probably a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
I mean, but of course there's no time. I am not the Lord. I can't, y'all. I am not it. So, but the era, you think that they're supposed to be there,
mm-hmm.
right? And they're there for a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Yeah. But
and then you're like, but I thought they were going to be eternity.
Eternity.
I thought they were forever. And you drag that on for another 5, 10 years.
But here's the thing.
The Lord didn't tell me. Look, Henry said, I'm going to throw it to Henry.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw it back to you.
You also have to ask yourself, why are you staying in that relationship? Certain situations will cause you to hang around longer than other situations. But you got to ask yourself, why am I putting up with this for this long? Mm-hmm. It might be the marriage. It might be embarrassment. It might be because you got kids together. You have money tied up, businesses together. All of those things could play a factor, but you also have to know that life is not really short. It is long. All right. So you got a long time you got to make yourself happy the best way you can. And, you have to understand that maybe you can do better. You can't just be in a situation and feel like this is the best I can do. You can't look at that. You can't always look at it like that. Can you do better? I recall myself being in situations where as I started to have more confidence within myself, I started to attract a better quality of female. So as I was doing that, of course, they started looking better. They had better professions. It just kept on growing. The monster kept growing. But then I had to realize, okay, looks is not everything. Can I get a girl that looks better than this? Yep, because I just did it last time. I did it the time before, and they just keep getting better anyway. So that was my hang up. Like I would stay in relationships too long, a lot of times based on looks, because the value of looks is high with me. But at the same time, I wasn't going to stay in nothing forever just because of looks. Certain things I could deal with, certain things I just can't. you're going to slide a long time if you look good with me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of men think like that. A lot of men think like that with them looks. But you can't be that shallow. You really have to dig deeper than that. And for the ladies, you might be with somebody too long because they got money. Because the finances is good and you don't want to start over and stuff like that. Man, cut that out. Y'all know you can get your own money. Stop always looking to somebody for what they can do for you. It is about, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to do for yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just live life and with your hand out hoping somebody come do this, and this for you. You got to take initiative to do your own thing too.
Yeah.
Dr. Wilborn?
Well, I mean, I definitely can appreciate, Henry's point always, because to me, it always goes back to value. So, for Henry, his value is around looks and attractiveness and how that appeals to him. Your question was, well, how do you know? What are your values? What are your goals? What do you want? If you know your value is you want to have a long-term relationship or you want to be married, and you somebody roll up and y'all having these conversations and that person says to you, I don't want to be married, holla, see you.
Right.
Because you and I are not on the same page. So that means that because you want something that person doesn't want, you're going to be working harder in that relationship.
Right.
Because you're going to be trying to convince that person to want the thing that you want. Wrong.
Girl,
don't do that.
I know so many people have heard this line from T.D. Jakes, and it is so true. If somebody can walk out of your life, let them walk. If they are supposed to be there, they will come back. Trust me. I can't even give it to you now. Trust me, if they're supposed to be there, you really can't get rid of them. I promise. And I know there's somebody laughing at me right now. I wonder if she's watching the show. If they're supposed to be in your life, you can't get rid of them. Like nobody can. Even if they have a relationship for 10 years and they come back 10 years later, they are going to come back. And you've heard stories about stuff like that happening. Mm-hmm. If someone is supposed to be in your life, they will come back. But if they can walk away, let them walk. See, bye. And I know it's hard and I know it's difficult, but you have to have that level of discernment, the ability to judge well, to let them go. Mm-hmm. And pray on the knowledge to know if they are, like you said, an event, an era, or eternity, or a reason, a season, a lifetime. Whatever you want to call it, whatever it is for you, let it resonate in your spirit. And sometimes you need to just be still. Because when all of this was happening, the Lord told me to be still. And I was like, be still? God, I can't be still. Like, that is the hardest thing to do. I was like, be still. I wanted to move around and do stuff. I wanted to, he said, be still. Be still. And guess what? I didn't have to look for an ounce of this information. And my girl was on the phone with me when my work phone rang. I did not look. I did not search. I did nothing. It literally came to me. Be prayerful. Be still. You will get more information than you want. And if they are for you, you can't get rid of them. Mm-hmm. I promise. Trust me. Firsthand knowledge. Seriously. Dr. Wilborn, you're nodding your head because you know. Mm-hmm. Like you know.
Yeah, well, and the other thing that I want to say, too, is that relationships should be about choice. Whenever you're in a relationship where it's about need, the relationship is inequitable.
Oh,
right?
Henry is in here like nodding his head all
because
I hate that need talk. Like, I need you. I want you. Well, I'd rather be wanted,
Thank you. Because you were talking about, a lot of times I see women in particular in relationships with men because of financial need that, they need this person, they need Mr. Charlie to pay those bills or they need him. But the danger of that is the relationship is not of choice. So Mr. Charlie could leave and then what? Now you're in a situation where you still don't have the stability that you need. Mm-hmm. And now you've created more void for yourself because you didn't have a relationship that was based off of choice, which puts it then at a partnership.
Right.
Choice gives us foundation for partnership.
Right.
But when you don't have choice and somebody needs you, there's an imbalance there. There's an imbalance. It's a huge imbalance, right? So I think people need to get away from this, I need you. My husband knows, and this was something that I think I don't know if this is a socialization thing for men, but I think men are taught to be needed, and particularly they're taught to be needed in two ways. They're taught to be needed sexually, and they're taught to be needed financially. Yes. And so when men feel like they can't provide for you in those two key ways, they don't feel like they have value. And so two things I made clear. I didn't need him for money because I was making my own money. And in terms of the sexual part, I could take care of myself and be good and be happy and I'm good every single time, right? So let's be clear about that. once I remove that, I mean, let's real talk, right?
Yeah,
Let's be
no,
real
talk. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, hello.
So
yes, that's exactly
once
what it
I
is.
removed the need from the relationship and made it clear to him, I choose you, I want you, it created a space for him to also say, yeah, I want you too. We're going to do this. And our thing that we say as a couple is we're in it to win it. In it to win it means I am still choosing you today, every day.
What you said was so powerful, it resonated in my spirit just now. And I really want to ask Henry this. Henry, she brought up something that I have heard in relationships in my own. And it's not something I heard like we had a conversation about it. It was something that, just with things that are said, and she just put it together in a nice little bundle just now. Mm-hmm. The man wants to be needed. Financially and sexually. And if you don't need him in those ways, they don't feel like a man. That just resonated for me on 10 different levels. Henry, what's your thoughts?
That's usually the case. I feel like it depends on the type of woman you're dealing with. Some women, they have that, how can I explain this? This is a tough one. I know what I want to say.
Say it.
All right.
Yes. You got 4 minutes. Come on. We got a rebuttal.
Hold up, man. You putting pressure on me. Hold up.
I'm just joking. No
All
pressure.
right. So, a man want to feel needed.
And if he can't provide financially, and if he's not providing financially or sexually, then he doesn't feel like he's doing his job and he's not a man. So then what does he do? Does he go look for someone else that he can feel needed from, where the cycle goes on? But who created that you're not a man if you're not sexually handling your business or financially handling your business? And I'm not saying that because obviously men provide and protect, but I mean, like, everybody's going to have ups and downs. In a marriage, you are never going to be 100% perfect. At some point, she is going to have to support you when you're feeling low. But when you're feeling low, it doesn't give you an out to go do something else. And I don't mean just men. This goes either way. I'm just using that as an example. So not gender specific. And if a woman doesn't feel like she's doing her job, then, you know what I'm saying? But, you go look for emotional support somewhere else, whatever it is. But I'm saying that has resonated in my spirit. And maybe it's for the guys. Like, it's not the end of the world if you're having a moment in life.
Yeah.
So a man does want to feel needed. My advice to women is don't tell him I don't need you. Even if you don't need him, don't tell him that. Just play along. Hey, I just want you.
But why not? Because I told my husband that.
Yeah, I mean.
Does it cut deep?
Well,
sure,
does it cut him deep? Yeah,
it was a very difficult conversation, so, but I quickly came to him to say, here's the thing. Let me be clear. I said to him, I don't need you in the way you think I need you.
Ooh, okay, go ahead. What'd you say?
What I said earlier, I don't need you in the way that you think I need you. I want you for all the 12 non-negotiables that I was able to, to have this.
You checked off all this.
Yeah. She cleaned that up nice. Some women will be like, I don't need you, all right? And leave it at that. They ain't saying what they want from the man, though. So, I mean, if you're doing it like the doctor doing it, cool. But if you're doing it like Felicia,
bye.
Yeah.
Because that's how he's taking it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's hurtful.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I don't need you.
But you know what? I don't think we as women know how deep those words cut. I'm telling you, I honestly don't believe the women understand how deep those words cut. Because, what have we been taught? Be independent, be this, do that. You don't need a man. Like, you're supposed to come together, they give you come together and but you don't need a man. You're supposed to want one. Right. I want one. You want a woman. Sure. You want a man, right? I mean, you want a companion. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you want.
I want one. I have one.
You want that companion. And so, we're ending the show today, and I don't know where the time went. This was a good conversation. It's just about opening your mind to living differently in the world. The conversation today was about discernment, the ability to judge well in relationships, seeing the flags, the ability to have those conversations, listening to that intuition that you have inside you when you know something's not wrong, the ability to have those hard conversations, just to love yourself and begin there, and to love others. And I will say this, to end the show, I have forgiven him. I have absolutely 100% forgiven him. And it is more of me, walking through a healing process at this point and just, wrapping my mind around, what it is and understanding the call upon my life and why, the situation was what it was, because everything happens for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences. So, the call to sisterhood and the relationships that, women have been telling their stories has been huge, and that men have reached out and been embracing women and having conversations like, oh, sister, I'm sorry that happened to you. And like, this is a man that we didn't even know, but he's like, compassionate. If we can offer some love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else, and even to him, if he's listening right now, I'm not upset. It is what it is. Let's move forward. I'm free, and I want you to find your freedom as well. So it's a good life, y'all. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you all for listening. We have our resident relationship therapist, Henry Jolly. How can they reach you, Henry?
504-259-8671. Once again, that's 504-259-8671.
And Dr. Tammy Wilborn, how can they contact you?
Wilborn Clinical Services, 504-509-3995, or email info@Wilborn Clinical Services, or you can find us on the web, www.wilbornclinicalservices.com.
Yes. Follow each and every one of us. We are on Instagram and Facebook, and please share the show. It is going to touch someone. If it touched your soul, please share. The share button is the most underutilized button. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's Relationship Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow for Wellness Wednesday. It's Eileen, and I'm out.